Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell, and of course, joining me on a Monday to do a great weekend wrap-up of sports, Jason Cameron. Hey, buddy, fresh off a nice summer weekend. How was it for you? Did you get up to very much?
Yes, it was a great weekend. I was fortunate enough that one of my friends procured some free tickets for Whitecaps game. So I saw them play on Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't as enjoyable as I would have liked. It was, I wouldn't, yeah, it was kind of a massacre. I'm just gonna say it. It was a massacre.
yeah.
We were really never in the game. Nashville beat us 3-0, 3-0. Even when I thought in the second half we could maybe possibly make a comeback, then we get red card, then we were down a man.
Oh
and
yeah,
then,
yeah. Heard a guy get kicked out there. Yeah, down a man. You're not coming back from the 3-0 deficit. Yeah, yeah. This was actually a horrifically bad weekend in the world of sports around this parts. I went to the Lions game Friday. They played terrible. It was just not a good game at all. They were not in it. It was not close, and it wasn't fun to watch. I've been to, I guess, 4 games this year and been phenomenal, just awesome. But Nathan Rourke getting hurt, brought in their second string QB, Michael O'Connor, he gets hurt. And so we had third stringer, Antonio Pipkin, not quite ready yet for CFL action. Couldn't really muster anything, and it was bad. So we had the Lions lose Friday. We had the Whitecaps get crushed on Saturday. On Sunday, went to the Seas game. They lost. They did not play good at all. Our Little League team went to the World Series, won 2 games right off the start. This weekend, they got hammered, lost, got knocked out of the tournament. Goodbye. Blue Jays got swept by the Angels, the sad sack, woeful Angels. Blue Jays went in and had 3 games against them and got beat. I think they got outscored 24-3 in the 3 games. It was sad. So yeah, sports around here this weekend, not a good situation. I don't know why, but something in the water. Everybody drank the Kool-Aid that they weren't supposed to. It was terrible to be a local BC fan of any kind of sport around here.
Yeah, it was not a good day for sports in this province whatsoever, for any of our teams, especially the Whitecaps. Like, as I was telling you before we went on, every time for me when I saw like they tried to go across the field with a pass, it was always short.
Wow.
Like every single time. Like, where I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing. Do you know what you're doing? I don't. They just didn't have it.
Why aren't you learning your lesson? If you're making these passes, they're short. I think kick it a little higher, a little further. A little different attempt.
Yeah. Put a little bit more air under the ball so that the guy can run underneath it, or at least have a chance at getting the ball. Not just pass it to the defender and then he can just, do a counterattack real quick.
Yeah. I got a free ticket. You got a free ticket. So yeah, that feels a little better. You don't, you're a little bit more angry when you buy tickets, spend your hard-earned money, and the team just craps the bed. So that part of it's not bad. I didn't drink a lot this weekend. I decided to take it kind of easy. So that also cut down on my spending being out there. But food is pretty outrageous at a lot of these places. I saw a hot dog at the Seas game, $26.50. They got another hot dog like $22 or something. I was like, come on, this is a hot dog. Are you kidding me? I saw this novelty dog walk by. It was like 3 foot long. And I had a couple kids sit next to me that had never been to a Seas game. And I thought, I'm going to go buy one of these novelty 3 foot long dogs. And I went up there, $26.50. I'm like, just think these kids aren't getting a hot dog from me today. And the other hot dog had some crab on it and a couple other things, but but still, like, it's a hot dog. Come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, like where you want to feed these children, but if it's gonna be $30, you just like, hold on, kids. When we get home, I'll make you something to eat.
No, the kids weren't with me. They were with your old man. Like,
Okay, all
I
right.
just was chatting with them because they were sitting next to me and looking all gung ho about the game and stuff. First baseball game they had ever attended,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh, I thought I'd go give them something cool, but no,
Yeah.
I changed my mind. At the Lions game, I was looking at the menu and I thought, oh, ribs look good, $38. So I'm like, no, I don't think I'm having ribs. I'm gonna pick a burger or something like that, like,
Yeah.
what the hell, $38? Like, come on, why do you gotta try to rob us like that?
Yeah, I understand COVID was hard for everybody, but like seriously, like now food literally costs $40 at a sporting event, like
Yeah,
$40. Like,
yeah, so
what are
bro.
we doing?
Yeah, it was that part of it really bothered me a lot, but what are you gonna do? Hey, sports was pretty crappy around here, except we had one of the greatest of all time visiting our city. I sent you some details. You seemed pretty shocked by it. I was pretty shocked by it. We had who some people call the greatest of all time in our city for the first time ever, the King, LeBron James. Did you hear why he was here?
I still don't know why he was here. I have a couple thoughts on why he would be here, but I had no idea.
All right. Well, give me your thoughts. What do you think?
Well, I thought at first like it could be something to do with like what we do for work, for film or something like that, because he does have a production company in LA, based in LA. So it could be something for that. Or he was looking at for real estate investment or something like that. That's what I thought. One of those two things.
I've got four, maybe five scenarios for you, and I'm going to lay them out on the table, and you tell me which is the true option. What is the why he was here? Okay.
Okay.
So you said film. Okay. He's here making a movie. He's got a production company, but he's starring in a new movie. A lot of hush hush about it. They're trying to keep it very, very low key and very hush. Unfortunately, he went to some restaurants and immediately, hey, is that LeBron?
Yeah.
It's we have way less paparazzi here than they do in LA and New York and all that. So I think he thought he could keep it under the radar. He should have wore a wig, maybe some big shades, beard, I don't know, something, but boom, 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 boom. So that was sort of out of the bag. That's one scenario. Did you hear that Surrey is wanting to build a 60,000 seat stadium? Did you hear that?
No.
They've proposed and they're asking the government for some funding. They're trying to get everybody on board and they want to build a 60,000 seat stadium. They want to attract some sports teams. They want to attract big events. They want to have tons and tons and tons of things. They say that Surrey will surpass Vancouver in population within the next three to 5 years, something like that. And they think it will be able to handle it. They've approached the Lions, the Whitecaps, the Canucks, many other organizations, and they've approached LeBron. They want him to try to get an NBA franchise here. And LeBron is interested because he wants to play with Bronny, and the Lakers aren't interested in having Bronny join for a father-son kind of yay thing. So he's going to become part owner, and he's going to play and bring his son in, and they can play his last season or two. Okay. Two scenarios. There is a very large marijuana dispensing company that has branched out from US into Canada, and Canada they really wanted to get somebody very, very prominent on board, and he came here to find out the business proposal, see some of their dispensaries, see all that going on. So that was the other scenario. He wanted to come up here and go to some. He wanted to go to a concert. He wanted to take his wife for a extra special birthday weekend. So he had tons and tons of things planned. He had some people flown in. He had a lot of things going on, and he did that. So, out of all those, what do you think is the real, true scenario and reason why LeBron was in our town?
Okay, I'm gonna go with it's between the first and the second option, and I'm gonna go with number one. I'm gonna go with number one.
Film.
Film.
Okay. No, it's not that one. No.
So it's the second one.
And what was the second one again?
Like with him trying to bring an NBA team here.
Number two. I wish. I wish. That is totally true. Total scenario that they are really trying to get a 60,000 seat stadium here, and they're really trying. Supposedly, a lot of people have been hammering him to try to get the NBA to look at Vancouver again, but he's not involved at this point quite yet.
Okay.
So he came to see Kendrick Lamar in concert and take his wife to for a special birthday. He had never been north of the border up in here into Vancouver, so he thought, I'm coming in. I'm gonna fly my wife in, some friends. We're gonna go see Kendrick Lamar. I'm gonna take my wife to the nicest restaurants, nicest hotel, and we're just gonna have a great birthday celebration for her.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah, treating your wife is important too. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that was the least likely one. I don't know why I thought that. It's like, no, actually, I believe he actually loves his wife. But I was just like, no, man, the guy's kind of busy. You can always get some people to help out with that. Sure, take my wife out. I got stuff to do.
Yeah. So well, I was trying my best to figure out what he was doing here once I heard, and I was hoping to get an opportunity to see him, and a lot of people saw him at restaurants. He was at about 3 restaurants. What did I write down here? He was at he was at the Reflections, which is in the casino. Yeah, you've been there. That's a pretty nice place. Yeah,
very nice, very nice.
He was in a place called what is it called again? The Rosewood Hotel on the corner of Howe and Georgia.
Yes.
That was they have a rooftop restaurant there. Yeah, he was at that place. The Rosewood Hotel. I think it's called the Garden Restaurant or something. Garden Terrace, that's what it's called. And he was spotted there, and he was also at some other a few other places. But it's funny how we obviously get a lot of celebrities around here, but it's funny how he just starts popping up to a few places, and then social media just started firing it all over. Hey, can you believe LeBron's here? Why is he here? Holy cow, this is hilarious.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's the age we live in now. It's the social media world. You can do a lot of things, but eventually, once somebody catches wind that a celebrity's in town, whether it be a famous sports athlete or somebody else, it's out there immediately.
It's out there. Yeah. There is while I was doing the research and trying to find why LeBron was here, I really found an amazing story about Mark Jackson and LeBron's wife. I recommend checking that little story out. Pretty interesting, pretty good read. That's all I'll say about that, and we can move on. But let's hope LeBron's here for some of those other reasons. We need the NBA back. Come on, LeBron, bring it back. We will be forever in your debt. And even if Bronny stinks, we don't care. If he comes into the NBA and you can bring the league back here, we'll be very thrilled and very happy.
We paid Big Country like $90 million. Yeah, like Bronny can play here for the next 12 years. It's fine.
No
problem doing that.
Good point. Very good point. We got no problem.
Yeah.
When I got home this evening, put on the US Open tennis tournament. and Serena Williams played today. This will be her final US Open. She has hinted at retirement over the last month, and they did a massive tribute to her over the last few days. Really amazing post game tribute to her tonight. She won 6-3, 6-3, easily handled her first round opponent. Has a good draw on her side. She faces the number 2 ranked girl next match. I believe it's not tomorrow, but the next day. So tough match, but after that, there's not really any other seeds on her side. So we might see a great run and her trying to get her 24th major title, but she's the GOAT. We were talking about LeBron being possibly the GOAT. She is the greatest of all time, female tennis player, and one of the greatest tennis players to ever live, and changed the game, changed the sport. Really made a lot of people realize you didn't have to grow up super privileged, be part of a country club. She came from Compton, played at these tough courts there, and somehow became the greatest of all time. And I recommend watching the tributes and stuff like that tonight. It was pretty special.
It was kind of cool that she had the opportunity to do her last year as a tribute, and I find that that's kind of awesome, regardless of what sport you play. If you have the opportunity to do that, you should do that. Kind of like how Kobe did his farewell tour too as well. Awesome. Like if you have that opportunity, like people appreciate that. We appreciate the fact that you entertained us for so long.
Yeah.
And you were that stellar for so long. Yeah. It's fantastic. And also too, like you just said, she's the greatest to have ever played. These are things that she deserves, she's earned. And now she gets to ride off into the sunset with her husband and beautiful family. Her husband is also super, super rich.
Yeah.
Super rich.
Got some money, yeah.
Literally, yes, she has her own money. He has a little bit more. Yeah, she's good forever.
Yeah, well, I think she's the richest female athlete of all time. So she's got her own money, but obviously she's not getting a guy that's making $10 an hour somewhere. So yeah. Yeah. But it must be awesome for these athletes when they reach that type of level and they realize it's coming to an end, and they can make that announcement and be able to go and perform and then get the tributes, the love and respect and admiration, and all the the people really showing how much they meant to them. It's got to feel so great. I know all these athletes, when they get Hall of Fame nomination, it's the greatest day of their life, but that whole last few months of an athlete, one of the elite athletes' lives while they're getting these tributes, it's just got to feel so incredibly special.
It does. Obviously for them it must feel fantastic, and it's just, but for me, being a selfish person that I am, I feel a great deal of sadness because I don't get to see her greatness anymore.
Yeah, totally. I know. Yeah, it's too bad she's gonna go, but she has had a phenomenal career, and she's not done yet. She had a great match today, and hopefully we can watch her for the next couple weeks, and she goes after another championship and ends with a title. That would be so incredible and so poetic. I did mention LeBron went to Kendrick Lamar this weekend. There's been a lot of amazing concerts and stuff lately. The Weeknd was here last week. Did you hear about what happened there?
No.
Okay.
Something bad happened?
It was the hottest day we've had in this summer, I think it was. For some reason, I know why. They kept the roof closed on BC Place because they said the sound is so much better. And when they changed the roof, they decided to get rid of the air conditioning, and it was smoking hot. They ran out of bottled water. They had people pretty much passing out because it was so freaking hot in there. They said it was like up to 40 something degrees inside the stadium. And everybody said, he's amazing, incredible music. It was, great performance, but pretty much everybody was just in a whole sweat lodge and sweat box and sauna and almost dying. I think they gotta invest in a little bit of air conditioning there, quite possibly, just in case.
Yeah, would not be a great look if anybody had actually died during that concert.
No.
And that's what you're flirting with when you do things of that nature.
Yeah.
Not good. Not a good look whatsoever.
No.
And on top of that, probably that particular scenario should never, ever, ever happen again.
No, yeah, it was crazy. We're going there next Friday to a concert. We're seeing some more concerts coming up this week. I'm getting to see Shaggy on Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing the old guy. It's gonna be pretty fun. Would you go see Shaggy if you knew he was coming? Would that be on one of your lists of guy you'd like to see?
It would be interesting. I would probably go if the ticket was free. So yeah, but no, Shaggy's like he's old school, and it's always good seeing the old school guys, man, because it brings you back and you remember the memories of like when you first came out and what you were doing then and stuff like that. So it's always good to hear from the old guys.
For sure, yeah, for sure. You've always told me you're old school hip hop guy,
Yes.
love rap and hip hop. What would have been your best show that you saw back in the day? Some of those old school guys when they first came out and came up to Vancouver.
Okay, well, I'll tell you a more recent one that I did see. They performed at the River Rock Casino, and it was Ice Cube and Dub C.
Nice.
And that was like just before COVID hit. I took out one of my friends because that's what he wanted for his birthday gift, and it was a great concert. Great concert.
Nice.
Here's the thing, though, and I said probably silly. I will pay for the tickets, and then I saw how much the tickets were, and I was like, oh, that was a bad move on my part. It's very.
Well, did he at least buy the drinks and dinner or anything like that?
I don't. Well, no, because he reminded me again. It was my birth. It's his birthday.
Oh,
so
okay. I see. That was his gift. Okay.
Yeah. I treated him very well.
Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Yes. So when it's my birthday next, then I'm going to ask for a certain concert to go to.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely put your ear to the ground because it seems like every musical artist on the planet is on tour right now. I think they missed out with COVID, couple years, no money, no concerts, no touring. People don't buy CDs, albums, tapes anymore. It's just, you're getting money off streaming and going live. And so I'm telling you, it seems like every artist on the planet is touring right now.
Well, it makes sense, right? Because unfortunately, the artists don't make the kind of money they do from the streaming anymore. They just don't. They just don't make that kind of great money that they did from the discs and the tapes and stuff. So, yeah, and then that's where they make their cake is from the touring and stuff. And since they haven't been able to do that for so long, yeah, it's time to make some money and pay off some stuff like houses and cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they need it. Yeah. And ticket prices, they're gonna get some houses and cars pretty damn quick.
Oh yeah. But and also too, people are starving for it as well. Like finally we're getting back to like a place of normalcy, and so where people can now enjoy themselves again. Like look outside their blinds and be like, I think I can go outside right now. I think it's safe. This is great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, we mentioned LeBron. We talked a little bit of basketball there. Why don't we touch on a few of the basketball things that have happened in the world? There is some World Cup basketball qualifying going on right now. Canada had a huge victory the other day in Victoria. They're playing in Mexico tonight. They've got some great NBA players, and a lot of guys have stepped up. Very nice to see. They just missed out on qualifying for the Olympics this time, but I think yeah, we're I think 7-0 going into tonight. Best team so far in our group qualifying. Really looks like we're going to make that World Cup. There was some tough news though. The Celtics Danilo Gallinari tore his left meniscus playing for Italy and qualifying on Saturday, and he is going to be out for a while. Also, the Magic's Gary Harris also has a torn meniscus. He was trying to qualify, and that's tough. All these NBA teams, all these guys want to, go for their country, put on their nation's colors, and boom, they get hurt like that. I feel really, really sorry for these two guys.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, and it most certainly sucks for the organization. But at the same time, they're basketball players. They do need to play basketball.
Yeah.
You can only protect people for so long, because at the end of the day, if you want to get better at your craft, you actually have to play the sport. And if you're going to play the sport against great competition like they are right now, that's where you should be.
That's where you should be. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah. I think, yeah, you're gonna have injuries. Even when you're playing pickup, you're practicing, you're playing anytime you're at all out there. The risk of injury is there, but so we had did I say Mexico today? Sorry.
Mexico. Yeah.
They played Panama today. Canada won 106-50, and that was an amazing, crushing win. I don't have any stats in front of me, unfortunately, but that is an amazing score. So we're 8-0 so far, and only undefeated team in the Americas, which is the team that the group that we're trying to qualify for. So yeah, it's looking pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, no, and also too, like, it's encouraging to know that we have so many now Canadians that are in the league.
Yeah.
And then also too, that's just going to raise our national standard for basketball. So that's awesome. We're literally on the right track, and that's good to know.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's looked amazing in the qualifying. His cousin Nikhil Alexander-Walker looked great. Kelly Olynyk was phenomenal the game in Victoria. He had, I think he had 19 points, something like 17 boards. He was great. Yeah, all the NBA guys. They got 5 NBA players on the roster right now, and so Coach Nurse was firing those guys out there most of the time, and they were really good, very cohesive. Yeah, they've come together quite quickly, and they're playing great. And yeah, you're right. We supply the second most NBA players country-wise outside of the US, and yeah, so we should start dominating on a lot of these world stages.
Yeah, we're beginning to reap the rewards from all of this hard work that the kids have put into, and all of the notoriety that they're getting. And also too, you can thank Steve Nash for all of that, because he was the one that kind of opened the door, and then all of a sudden, now we are where we are, and we're in good shape right now. We're in great shape right now.
I'm glad you mentioned Steve Nash. Supposedly the fences have been mended, and Kevin Durant will stay a Brooklyn Net this year and try to run it back with Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and the rest of the gang they have there. What did you think about how it all played out? He demanded a trade. He demanded them fire Steve and Marks, and he was kind of acting like a bit of a jerk this off season. They finally just said, no, we're not trading you. you play, and he said, "Okay, let's do it." What do you think? How it all played out?
Well, I think he wanted to try to force their hand by saying, "I want these two guys gone." I don't think he actually has anything personal against them. I think he just was trying to force the organization's hand.
I see.
And to a certain extent, the organization just called his bluff. Said, no, no, actually, we're just going to back these guys. Plus, on top of that, we're pretty sure you're a man of principle. I don't think you're going to pull a Ben Simmons and just do a no-show.
Oh, well,
Because I believe that is definitely not in KD's DNA. He's not going to do that. Now, speaking of Ben Simmons, is he going to be able to play this year? I don't know. Maybe. I guess
yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, it hasn't looked good for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And then also too with Kyrie Irving, like I don't know, man. I feel sorry. I feel bad for KD because like these are the guys that he's rolling with, and you got a guy that's like, maybe you'll play, maybe you won't, and then you have Kyrie saying half the season. That's where I feel comfortable. I'll play half.
great. Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah. What's he gonna come up with an excuse for this time? Like
It's gonna
he
happen.
didn't want to play in the bubble. Then he
Yep.
didn't want to get vaccinated. He didn't want to play with LeBron. Didn't want to play in Boston. Didn't want to do that. Then he comes up with an excuse every offseason
Yeah.
going into the year why he can't play the full year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm very curious to see what his excuse is this time, or he'll actually see the significance of what this season should mean to him. Because if he wants like that, literally that max contract that he's been hunting for, well, you're gonna have to, play. You're gonna have to play.
Play, yeah, no doubt. One last NBA story. Minnesota Timberwolves forward Taurean Prince had a bad day on Thursday. He was arrested in Miami. They pulled him over in his car. They found 2 handguns, a big canister of marijuana, and vape pens that were also had THC in them. He was given paperwork, had to go to court, or had to go to the police station. Bunch of problems. He took off and went to Texas, and he was arrested as a fugitive out of state. So good chance Taurean Prince won't be playing basketball this coming year.
Yeah, yeah. I guess you went off the rails there. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. What? Sometimes you have to wonder, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like especially like I know every state has their different laws and stuff, but I don't know. The law's the law. Pretty simple. So all you
Unreal.
gotta do is abide by them and stuff. Or handguns are a prevalent thing in the U.S. As long as you have your gun license, for most states, you're usually pretty good and they're secured in the right way and all that sort of good stuff. But you can't just have like handguns just tossed in your back seat and stuff, and then have weed just all over the car. Yeah, man, not good.
No, sounds like a bad day in his life. And yeah, I think most of the T-Wolves would have been pulling their hair out here in this story. Doesn't sound like it turned out very well.
No.
Speaking of some troubles, there was a crazy story from the NFL. Commanders running back Brian Robinson Jr. Was shot multiple times in an attempted robbery over the weekend. Struck a few times in his legs and had to have surgery. He has said the surgery went well, but I don't think being a running back and getting shot in your legs is going to help your career much. Sounds like a scary incident for him.
Super scary. Because he got shot, so that means like he could have died. Period. Like he just could have died, and he was very fortunate that he didn't die. I believe, as I read the same article, that he wrestled one gun away from one suspect, and then the other suspect shot him.
Wow.
So he's very, very fortunate that he did not lose his life. But I believe there was a great outpouring from like the organization to make sure that the kid was okay, his teammates and everything else. Because like, first off, you never expect that. Nobody ever
No,
expects that, right?
yeah,
Nobody. And
nobody.
then also too, this dude is a running back for the Washington Commanders. That's not a dude that you would think would get carjacked.
No,
Period.
jeez,
Yeah.
unreal, unreal. Yeah, let's hope he can recover quick and start his NFL career. Yeah, really tough. Tough to hear that, and tough to know that, that's still happening so often out there. Man, Jesus, we don't want yeah, we don't want to hear these shootings and things that are that going on and involving these guys. Tough. A couple of notes before I want to talk about a bunch of football QBs. The Dolphins released Sony Michel today. Really surprising. I thought they would love him in their backfield, running back as well. Last year he was with the Rams. He rushed for 845 yards, got 5 touchdowns, and yeah, he was amazing in New England. I thought really great back there. They do have some pretty good backs in Miami, but I was surprised that Sony Michel is looking for a job.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised to hear that too, because he's still very good running back. But that means that they must have a plethora of talent at the running back position if he couldn't make the team.
Yeah.
That's actually quite surprising.
I watched some highlights of the Miami game the other day, and Tua's first pass of the game was to Tyreek Hill, 54-yarder, something like that. Amazing speed burner, having Tyreek Hill. I think Tua's going to have a good year.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be able to open up the offense with literally one of the fastest receivers in the NFL. They call him Cheetah for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He made a couple catches, and yeah, he looked phenomenal. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better for Tua this year, having Tyreek Hill there. And last note, outside of the QBs, Darren Waller is in discussion to become the highest paid tight end in the league. Right now, George Kittle is the highest, making $15 million a year. Darren Waller wants $16 million a year, and it looks like the Raiders are close to making that a reality for him.
Yeah, well, that's a no-brainer. He's one of the best tight ends in the game. And I love the fact that the way that these guys are going about their business now. It's almost as if it doesn't matter what position is, but somebody at that position gets a new contract, sets the market. Then the next guy up resets the market at a slightly higher price.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. These guys deserve this kind of money because of how violent the sport is. You never know when your career is going to end.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, great point. Yeah, could be over at any moment. Big news that Jimmy G is staying in San Fran. So much talk that once they drafted Trey Lance, Jimmy G's days were numbered, and there was so much speculation. He was going to go to Cleveland. He was going to go to Seattle. He was going here. He was going there. His $24.5 million contract was too rich for most people. They couldn't seem to find a dance partner, didn't make the trade. So he's signed back in San Francisco. He will be the highest paid backup in the NFL. $6.5 million guaranteed. He can make up to $16 million in incentives and things like that. Big pay cut from 24, but he knows what he knows. And Trey Lance doesn't look very good in this preseason so far. Not sure if he's all that they think he is, but what do you think of hearing Jimmy G still staying there after all this speculation for so long?
luckily, he's Jimmy G. He's got a certain personality type where that kind of stuff does not actually affect him. He's definitely not like a Baker Mayfield who's just going to blow up everything, right? And just go off the deep end. He's a very thoughtful quarterback, and he's just smooth. like
Yeah.
with his personality type. So yeah, and also too, it's insurance. It's insurance for the team because if
Sure.
Trey Lance is not very good, well, Jimmy G can just step in and then do what he did like last year because he was super close to get him to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to remember that. Like he was just like one play away or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo has definitely had a lot of success in his career. He's taken the Niners to a Super Bowl and almost had them there again. And yeah, they don't think he can take that next step and win a Super Bowl, so they're making a move. But I don't know, Trey Lance. I don't know. Do you think he's the answer? Do you think he's going to be able to put it together and take this team to a Super Bowl victory?
I have to see more about that. I have to see how he's going to perform for this year. I think he's going to have a rough year. I honestly believe that. So are they going to be patient enough to like let him like have his warts as he's out there, let him learn on the job and stuff? Are they going to be patient in that respect, or are they just going to pull him and be like, no, we want to try to win now, and
Yeah.
Jimmy G's going in? So I guess it depends on the organization, their direction.
Yeah, it's the Niners. They've been a run first team. During most of Jimmy Garoppolo's career there, and I don't know why they wouldn't keep with that. That has given them tons of success. I was really surprised that their approach after I think the first playoff game he had 11 attempts and all the rest were running plays, and they churned up 200 yards on the ground. Second playoff game, I think he had maybe 18 pass attempts. But that last game in the NFC Championship game, they gave him the opportunity to throw 35 times. And I was like, what's going on? I know that you want to, change up your philosophy so maybe the other defense can't key on you, but they put the ball in his hands when they have all this running backs that were just churning up amazing amount of yardage, great time control for their offense, and suddenly put the ball in his hands like that. It seemed weird. And I think with Trey Lance they should do the same, only 15-20 attempts a game and keep running the ball, give him to Debo as much as you can. And I think the success should be there, but I don't know. I'm not sure what their philosophy is now with Lance.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but I do agree with your proposition there that they should just try to keep his passing to like restrict that and
Yeah,
just be like more of a running offense, right? So and take the pressure off the young man because he's
sure.
going to have a lot of pressure anyways, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Lots of speculation about Tom Brady. He missed a couple of weeks of the preseason, took off. Just like LeBron, where we started this off. There was talk that his wife was considering leaving him because he had that 42-day retirement and went back to it. So he had to take her to the Bahamas to smooth things over. Supposedly he was one of the secret guests on The Masked Singer. And so there's been wide speculation that he was trying to keep it hush hush and do his performances, and nobody's supposed to know who these masked singers are until they do the big reveal when they get knocked out and stuff. There was talk about him possibly trying to force a move to a different team. Lots of really crazy stuff, but I heard that he's making some statement either sometime today or sometime tomorrow on what he did and where he's been.
Does it matter? At the end of the day, does it like matter?
Not really, no.
I thought I heard the one story that it was just a personal matter.
Yeah.
And so I just took it as such because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like, well, he already got permission from the team. They know what he's doing. They clearly know what he's doing. And that's it. It's fine. Right? It's not like he wasn't going to come back. He's going to come back.
Yeah.
So,
Very weird. Yeah. What about Seahawks? They've decided to go Geno Smith. The Drew Lock experiment hasn't been working so far. Geno Smith's their guy. Is this just a write-off season? Is this just a rebuild? And we'll draft a QB that we can pay a rookie contract to and build the whole entire organization around a rookie guy? Is this just a year to play pretty poorly, get a high draft pick, and go because they know what they have with Geno Smith. They don't know really what they have with Drew Lock, but they've made that decision. Geno Smith's their guy.
Yeah. Well, how about this? I don't think they're going to try to tank. I think they're just not very good, and they're just going to tank. I think they're going to play the games. I think they're going to try to win. They're not going to be able to win because the team is not very good. So they'll just naturally get a high draft pick because they're just going to go out there, they'll play the game, they'll suck, and then you'll lose. And that's fine. That's fine because this happens. This happens.
Yeah. There's been tons of news in quarterback land, but we're a little over a week away from opening night. We've got the Bills. Who was it? Sorry. Bills are playing that first game, and let me see. I'm gonna look it up briefly.
Yeah.
It's Thursday. Next Thursday, we get to see our first NFL game. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh, I am most certainly ready. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Bills Rams, Thursday night opener. Great matchup. Defending Super Bowl champions, and Bills widely speculated to be the best team in AFC. This is great. I think we'll do a really good preview show a week from tonight. I think we'll start going into some predictions and what's come together. They'll announce their 53-man rosters. We'll see who's in, who's out, and let's give our viewers and listeners a really good preview show next week.
Oh no, for sure. Because like that game, that's a great way to start off the season. That's a fantastic game. Like that could be like just your good old fashioned shootout. I don't know if it's going to be as good as the Bills, Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, but I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the first Monday nighter has the return of Russell Wilson to Pacific Northwest here, going to Seattle to face his former team, and that'll be amazing.
Yeah, I kind of expected to go one way, a massacre. I think he's going to massacre his team because the Broncos are just so much better than the Seahawks in every aspect.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, why don't we do a little preview of the UFC? We've got a couple cards coming up in the coming weeks. As I mentioned last week, we've got a fight night coming up on Saturday, and it starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time for the prelims. Main card, noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. It's from Paris, France. First time ever in France, and it's Cyril Gane against Tai Tuivasa in the main event. This will be fun. This will be fireworks. Somebody's getting knocked out.
Yeah, it will be fun. I think Tai Tuivasa is going to try to make it dirty, because there's one thing that you can't do with Cyril Gane. You can't give him space. He will just pick you apart. He'll just pick you apart. So I think Tai Tuivasa is going to get in there and try to make it a very dirty fight.
Sure. Yeah. I agree. I think that's the way he should. And I love watching Tai Tuivasa. I hope he has a great performance. Love to see a shoey and love to see a great performance. But for the home crowd, Cyril Gane wins, and they'll never forget being there. And it'll increase the popularity big time in France. I'm sure Cyril Gane has helped it increase, but finally having a live card and seeing this guy win and possibly get himself into a title shot again, that'll be really good for the local fans there.
No, it'd be great for the local fans, and I love the fact, these guys are coming from all across the world now, and that the UFC honors them, especially when they get to a certain level, by saying, well, now we're going to have one in your home country, in your backyard, and that's the right way to do it. You want to grow the sport? That's the way you do it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. There have been a bunch of changes to Saturday's card. Stephanie Egger is stepping in for Zara Farn. Let's see. She'll be fighting Aylin Perez. Taylor Lapalus is being replaced due to injury by Christian Quinones in a bantamweight undercard bout against Khalid Taha. And William Gonis versus Yarno Aarons is now a main card bout. And there was a matchup that was on the card, has been pulled off the card. Danny Henry against Ricardo Ramos. Both fighters had injuries and can't compete this weekend. But we mentioned the co-main event last week. I'm super excited for this fight. Robert Whitaker and Marvin Vittori should be fireworks beyond belief. Both guys super talented, and I'm excited. I heard that Whitaker is really close to moving up in weight, though. After this fight, he said he doesn't want to cut weight anymore. He wants to go fight in the heavier division, and this will be his last fight at middleweight. So we'll see if that's really the case. But man, am I excited about seeing this one.
No, that's going to be a great fight. Although I don't know, man. Like Whitaker would seem like he's undersized for light heavy. Like okay, well, I'll be very interested to see what that looks like or how his body's going to transform, because I don't know. He seems too small for me.
Yeah,
he seems like he'd be too small for the division, but maybe not.
He says 205 is a much more natural weight for him, and he wants to go up there. He thinks he's killing himself cutting weight down here. He doesn't, at this point, to me, he doesn't look like a light heavyweight guy, but I guess we don't see him often, when he's walking around, when he's outside of competing and getting into the cage at his 185. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We don't see him as his walking around weight, so we'll see about that. But the other fight that it definitely interests me on the main card is Charles Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. That's another great fight. Keep your eye on. That's going to be a barn burner, I believe.
Yeah, I love Charles Jourdain. He's an awesome fighter. Been watching him locally here in Canada for forever, and it'll be really great. There's going to be some fireworks on the prelims as well. Magomedov against Stoltzfus, two guys that really can bang, and it should be phenomenal. Joaquin Buckley, his amazing highlight reel knockouts are incredible, and I think this is going to be a fun card. Tons of really good fights on it. I think it's a 12-fight card and early one, so we'll get it out of the way. We can do something on Saturday. Hopefully no BC teams are playing locally, so we get to see them get hammered, but I think it's going to be a fun card.
No, I think it's going to be a great card. I'm looking forward to it, and I know that the people in France are definitely looking forward to it. So finally they get, some big time MMA to watch.
It'll be neat. It'll be neat to see, the crowd there and see how into it they are and how knowledgeable they are, and it'll be really cool. I can't wait to see some footage from there and hear how it was from the guys that are there. It's going to be great. Looking forward. A week from Saturday is the UFC 279. We've got the welterweight main event between Khamzat Chimaev and Nate Diaz. Obviously, Khamzat is a heavy favorite. He has looked incredible in his career so far. Only had that stiff test against Gilbert Burns, but won. Nate Diaz always brings it and very entertaining. But I think most people think Khamzat's going to take this quite easily. What do you think?
I would love to see a great fight. I would love to see Nate Diaz put in a fantastic performance for his last fight in the UFC, but he's fighting kind of a monster here. it doesn't look good. That's all I'm gonna say. It doesn't look good. Like, I don't know if Nate actually asked for this fight. Apparently he did, but at the same time, oof, that's one heck of a guy to ask for a fight, on your way out. Like, because like he's not at his pinnacle Nate Diaz form anymore.
True.
Maybe he can pull it off for just one last fight. That would be awesome to see. Like, that would be incredible to see. And I hope I see it. I really do.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. It would be, I think it would elicit as much response as Rocky Edwards winning that fight a couple weeks ago. And it seems like they're doing him a bit dirty, his last fight of his contract. He has done a lot of great things for the sport and for the UFC. He has definitely been a bit of a pain in the butt to them at times, but to throw him to this guy who's on a meteoric rise, and they kind of consider a champion in the future, not too great. But if Diaz pulls this off, I think it'll be one of the greatest moments in the UFC. I think the excitement level and the amount of people that will be happy that Diaz won will be way more than Khamzat winning.
Oh yeah, for sure, because it won't be on the same level as Edwards beating Usman, because like it's not really much can't get to that level. Sure. But it would be like it'd be super impressive. Yeah. It'd be super impressive if he managed to pull off because everybody's kind of written it off saying Khamzat's going to win this. But if he manages to beat that guy somehow, that would be utterly amazing.
So amazing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Tony Ferguson, he's back. This guy has given us so many incredible fights. He's fighting the Leech, Li Jingliang. Ferguson, sometimes he's his own worst enemy because he gets into these total brawls and big wars. But I'm excited. I always love seeing him, and looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring. He is on a 4-fight losing streak and needs a victory really bad. I hope he can pull it off on Saturday there.
Well, he's going to have a great dance partner in this particular fight, because Li Jingliang is there to bang. Yeah. And he'll be standing right in front of Tony Ferguson. So I expect a great fight from these two.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be good. Johnny Walker's back. What do you think we're going to see from Johnny?
Somebody's getting knocked out in this fight. It's not going to make it to decision. I'm going to guarantee that it's not going to make it to decision. Because like the Hulk is going to try to smash him. Johnny Walker's going to try to knock him. They're just going to try to knock each other out. So I'm looking forward to it, because I think it's going to be a highlight reel from one side or the other.
Yeah. Johnny's lost 4 of his last 5 and had that crazy KO loss against Jamal Hill where he just fell like a tree. And it was one of those shocking moments that hard to forget. He needs a victory really bad. The Hulk, I think, is gonna bring it. He's tough as nails, and but I think somebody's going to sleep, and it'll be an early night for one of them.
Yeah, it's most certainly going to be an early night for somebody.
We've got the Canadian Hakeem Dawodu from Calgary on the prelims, featured fight in the prelims against Julian Erosa. Love what Dawodu brings, and he's just super entertaining, incredible fighter to watch.
Incredible fighter, super accurate, super proficient with the strikes. I would imagine that he's just going to try to stay on the outside and pick Erosa apart.
Yeah. 2 heavyweight battles on that prelim card. Jake Collier, Chris Barnett, and Abdur Rakhmonov against Jalton Almeida. Should be fun. We even got some early prelims. Hopefully we'll get to see some footage of those. Sometimes they don't really show us much until the prelims, but UFC 279, pretty stacked card.
Yeah, it's a great card. Looking forward to it. And it's September 10th. Stay tuned.
Yeah, there we go. Conor McGregor's been making a ton of news lately. Have you seen his body recently? All the muscle he's been putting on since he broke his leg. It's crazy. This guy doesn't even look like the same person.
No, he doesn't. I don't know if he's planning on just moving up to 170. I for right now, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like he wants to fight at lightweight anymore. Like,
No.
seriously,
Yeah.
doesn't look like it at all.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, amazing. Unbelievable transformation and yeah, we'll see where he comes what he comes out with. But Demetrius Johnson had a massive vicious KO on the weekend. A lot of people say now he is the pound for pound best featherweight on the planet again. He got the revenge knockout of Adriano Moraes in the one championship. Did you see any highlights of this KO? It was pretty impressive.
Fourth round flying knee, right up
Yeah.
against the cage, and then he folded like a lawn chair. Yeah, I saw it. And on top of that, I need to say this. That dude should never have left the UFC in the first place. He's always been one of the best fighters, period. Sorry about that. I thought he was ran to the UFC intentionally, Mr. Dana White, and I thought that was a travesty.
Yeah.
I'm glad proving once again I'm still one of the best. I never left.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I was super happy for him. Always loved him myself. Yeah, it was. I got to see him defend his belt here live in Vancouver years back, and I always loved him. And I thought they did him wrong. Forced him out. Said they kept not backing him, saying it wasn't exciting. He wasn't exciting enough. Even the whole division was in jeopardy. And yeah, but great to see a huge victory. And yeah, most people are saying he's the best on the planet still. And yeah, good for him. Really good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I don't expect him to ever come back to the UFC because I think he feels that he was completely disrespected, and I believe he'd be absolutely right in that respect.
Yeah.
So, but I love this. I love the fact that he's still enjoying tremendous success outside of the organization. So good for Demetrius. Awesome.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. Well, man, nothing more from me. That was great to cover some local stuff, then some NBA, some NFL, and UFC. We got a couple of great cards coming. Blue Jays got a nice victory tonight. They won 5-4 in 11 innings. Got a walk-off game-winning RBI single, scoring the winning run in the 11th inning. Hopefully, they can get back on a winning streak after a tough bad weekend. They beat the Cubs tonight, and baseball is actually really exciting right now. All these wild card races, playoff races, it's been pretty incredible. And Blue Jays have been crazy streaky this year, though. They win like 7 out of 8, and then they lose 7 out of 8, and then they win 8 or 9 games out of 10, and then they lose like 4 or 5 in a row. And it's been unbelievably crazy frustrating, but you saw them when they were on their low, when they came to Seattle, saw them get swept, and they got swept again this weekend, like I say, but big victory tonight over the Chicago Cubs.
Well, hopefully then they could be on a high point again since they go in ebbs and flows. So hopefully they're on their way up again and they can make a run, streak of a couple wins, put together a couple wins.
Yeah, hopefully. The F1 was back again this past week. Got to see your cousin doing some stuff again. Man, I miss the F1 big time. It was a crazy race on the weekend. 7 individual drivers were penalized for making some changes to their cars. There were only allowed, I think, 2 changes or 2 or 3 changes, and they had exceeded that, and so 7 drivers got put to the back of the pack and for starts, and Max Verstappen started 14th and won the whole thing. So it didn't matter that he got penalized. That he said, too bad, I'm still winning, and he did. And he's pretty much wrapped up the title again this year, world champion, and he gets to go to his home track in Holland this coming weekend. Yeah, they had a summer break back this weekend. Fun to watch but yeah, it's Red Bull's got it. Max Verstappen looks easily the champion again, and yeah, fun to see your cousin back doing his commentary too.
Well, he's just so good at it, and he's so
Yeah.
passionate about the sport. And great for Verstappen by showing everybody cheating works. Cheating works, and I can win. All right. That's basically what he just showed us. It's like,
Yeah, I was shocked. I think a lot of them were just like, we know we're gonna get penalized, but the penalty won't be too severe enough for us to worry about it. We'll have a faster car making these changes, so let's just make the changes, accept the penalty, and still kick everybody's butt. It was like, okay, this is weird.
yeah, no, and also too, I love the fact that the powers that be just say, that car looks really fast. Maybe we should hit him a little bit harder. Oh no, it's too late, and he's won.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, bizarre, very bizarre, but it was entertaining and fun to watch. And yeah, it was the Belgian Grand Prix. I loved it, and I'm enjoying it a ton. But yeah, it's busy week ahead. I was crazy busy today at work. How's it going on the new show? Are you guys busy yet, or is it just still kind of ramping up?
Still kind of ramping up. They're easing my way into it, so to speak. I think we have a lot of standing sets that are going to be up first, so it's been good. It hasn't been at any sort of breakneck pace yet.
Good.
I say yet, but I know it's coming.
Nice.
So far so good.
I was close by you today on a couple of occasions. We went and bought 40 stand-up arcade video games for a set. There's a warehouse fairly close to where you live, where we got all these. And then we went to the Northern Cafe for lunch. You been there?
Whereabouts is it?
It's just off of Kent. I think the cross street is Borden. Kent.
Okay. No, I know what you're talking about, but I haven't been there.
Good. It was ranked the third best restaurant in Canada in 2019. Number 3 out of 100 that were listed. There is walls of letters from people saying it's the best meal that they had in Canada, one of the best meals they've ever had, period. It has won a lot of awards and stuff like that. It is one interesting place, great food, but you got to check this place out. It's unbelievable, amazing diner, crazy. Yeah, it was an experience and a half. I had hearing about it recently, and we just decided to check it out today, and it was a gem. It was a treat. Yeah, I got to check it out. It's in your hood, so go there for brunch Saturdays. I think 8 to 3 or something like that. Go check it out. You will not be disappointed.
I definitely have to check it out now, because now you've made me hungry. So thank you for that.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of hungry, I'm sure you're hungry. Long day of work. I got to eat some dinner too. Thanks for doing this as always, man. This was fun. I enjoyed it a ton. And yeah, keep in touch this week. Hopefully get to see you very soon.
All right. You betcha, man. You have a great evening.
Okay. Thanks a lot, bud. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Good night. Okay. Well, that was fun. Yeah, we got to cover some subjects. It is one of those dog days of summer again. Yeah, but we're so close to being all the major sports competing and playing games all at the same time. It's good when we get some time off like this. We can get to see some local sports and yeah, do some fun things. We had a great weekend, even though local teams got hammered pretty bad. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking in and checking out another great podcast. I do want to mention our partners and sponsors before I finish. Let's talk about Anchor.fm, greatest place for working with posting on multiple podcast platforms. They call themselves the easiest place to make a podcast. So go to Anchor.fm and follow along with them. Get them working with you. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You'll love it. I want to mention Verbero, the hockey equipment and apparel company, industry leader in technology, performance, and value. And the V350 stick is a must-have for any person in your midst that plays the game. Pampas and Possibilities, get them working with you to make your house look great. They are phenomenal at the West Coast vibes that they can put into your home and help you out. And Forever Living, the aloe vera company for health and beauty products, fantastic products. And you can purchase them on our website at CompleteMediaNetwork.com. And yeah, you can get some discounted prices there. So as I said, thank you to all our partners and sponsors, and thank you to you and the viewers and listeners. Appreciate the support as always. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your summer. It's winding down, getting close to back to school, but summer still got about a month to go. So make sure you really enjoy it and take care of yourself. Love you lots. Bye for now.